Hey everybody, welcome back to the crypt for another unboxing video. We've got some pretty sweet pre-orders that we're gonna check out, as well as something I got from Half Price Books that they honestly, if it's the right thing, should not have had at the price that they were asking for it. So let's start with that. So I already made some progress on this before, but I was using the same tool, and I was like, you know, why not just do that in the video? Okay. Well, goddamn. So, it looks like... Ooh, slightly mad. So, a bit of background. So, this is the Insight Editions. Ooh, look at that glare. This is the Insight Editions Trick or Treat movie tie-in. Like, it's got a lot of stuff about, like, the making of and, like, conceptualization for Trick or Treat. And it's really expensive. Ooh, I guess it does have some damage. It's really expensive on, like, Amazon and eBay. And I got one from Half Price Books for like $25 after paying like $60 for one on eBay. Like, I just happened to be at Half Price Books, and I was like, hey, do you have this in your system? Oh, sure, it's $25. That can't be the right one. And so, unfortunately for me, it was. However, this one looks in much better shape than the one I paid $64 on eBay, too. You gotta remember, too, the one on eBay, the next cheapest one was like $100. So, not sure what's going on with the value of this thing. I mean, it's a really cool book, though. So, it's one of those weird things that has like a bunch of little like pop-up stuff in it. So, there's the original short that the movie was based on in comic form. Let's see if we can... Whoop. Not that great. So, new camera, everybody. Oof. See if we can actually get some of the text in there. Well, probably not. Oh, whatever. So, but it's pretty nice, and it has like a bunch of like weird pull-out stuff too. So one of the problems with it is that stuff is kind of like glued in here, so if you tug on something too hard, you might actually rip it out of the book. So, because I was playing with the other one that I got, which, part of why the other one was so cheap was because it was advertised as, you know, having some damage, and like a couple of the things inside it were actually loose, and like one of them fell out, and I was like, ah, like I was warned, but it's still disappointing. So, but yeah, this is a pretty sweet book, and I'm gonna have fun flipping through that later. So, it looks like it's got some like blanching or whatever of like the lamination, which the other one had that too, but at least it's not on the front of this one. So it comes in like a slip cover kind of thing. It looks like this one's kind of battered, but it's still really pretty and it's still really valuable, so I don't care. Item 2. So I pre-ordered one of the Halloween soundtracks from Mondo. Like, there was a lot of stuff that was coming out around the same time, like pretty fast and hard, so I'm not 100% sure which one's actually in here. But we are going to find out. Hopefully it's in one piece, because the mailer has like this kind of ding on it. Like, right there. Good lord, I need to fix my lighting. And maybe Mondo needs to fix their mailers, because like this strip thing is supposed to just like peel off, right? Jeez. Frickin' padlocked shut. Christ, I might damage the record myself. Ah. Ah, fucking bejesus. That's hard. Ooh. Alright, so I was right with my initial guess. This is the Mondo reissue original Halloween soundtrack. So it has kind of a mysterious cover here, so you can't really see it very well. Oh, it's just like a mirror. Neat. But so it's supposed to be Michael Myers in the car, like when he chokes Annie, like behind glass, so there's like the condensation and stuff. So I've wanted this on vinyl for a while, and the reissue made that possible because it was really expensive if you tried to go for, oh yeah, now you can see it, if you tried to go for their original release from, I don't even know how many years ago. Like, when I started getting into vinyl, I looked it up once, and I was like, forget that. It was like $300 or something crazy. But, thanks, Mondo. And it looks like it's in one piece. What the hell? Let's open it up. I also have, at some point, the Mondo box set coming, which, if you ordered Halloween 4 and 5 together for their vinyl releases, you got like a slip that you could fit all 5 Halloween LPs in. And that's been very severely delayed, but it should be shipping out here pretty soon. So I can kind of see it better, I think, now. Oh yeah, that is awesome. And what's inside here? This, yeah, it's very puffy. Like, it felt like, I know there's only one record in here, but it felt kind of like there were two, 'cause it's really thick. Let's see, there don't appear to be like liner notes. Yeah. I thought maybe there was like a poster or something in here. Apparently not. But whatever, I have too many Halloween posters anyway. And let's see what the record is like. Ooh. That's pretty cool. Oop. So it's like clear with like the black and orange slider. It almost seems like an exploding pumpkin kind of thing. I'm digging it, that's rad. So yeah, I'm gonna fire that up later. So, oh, and it came with a nice inner sleeve. I personally like the ones like this where they have like the lining, but it seems like, it's kind of weird. Like, you'll buy stuff from Waxwork, for example, and then some of the records will just be in like the shitty paper that you can almost like feel it scratching the stuff. And then some of them come in like one of these, and it's just a weird thing of inconsistent quality when buying, you know, these things are not cheap, generally, either, so it's, you know, make up your mind. And now for the big thing. Ooh, it's kind of hard to close, too. It's like, that's weird. And now for what you probably clicked on the video for. So, Shout Factory got the rights to release a collector edition of Creepshow a couple months ago, and so I think I had one of the first pre-orders. Like, I would genuinely like to know which pre-order number I had, because I think I ordered in like the first 5 minutes. And it was advertised as having, you know, there's going to be like a special litho and a poster, you know, the typical Scream Factory thing, except this time they're doing like 2 extras for pre-ordering from them. And both of those sold out really, really fast. I think they actually had to issue a second wave of pre-order lithos. But the big thing with this release is that everybody's been looking forward to it for a while because Creepshow didn't have a good release before, and then this was delayed for some reason I don't quite believe all too well. So supposedly there's some kind of manufacturing upheaval going on that affected the pre-order date of all their titles. This affected Trick or Treat too, because when you pre-order from Shout, like, you get these pre-order posters, and then you're supposed to get it shipped a couple weeks early. Well, they didn't ship anybody's anything early. Like, I think with Creepshow, some people, and with Trick or Treat for that matter, I heard stories about people who didn't pre-order it like in time to get the posters, having theirs arrive first. And so, basically everybody's mad. And I almost guarantee that the posters and stuff in this will be like damaged or beat up, because that's kind of how Scream Factory does everything nowadays. Oh wow, they used a different tube. Oh my god, that looks bad. So, well, this is the tube the litho comes in, and it's the same size as the ones that they used when they first started rolling their pre-order posters. Like, they used to fold them. Holy fucking Jesus. They used to ship them folded, like in a flat mailer, and after a while they started rolling them, and the first several releases that they shipped out that way, they were using these really big, thick tubes, and the stuff would come in pretty good shape. And then after a while, they started using tubes that were like this, and you could tell that whoever was packing them into the tubes wasn't being very careful, because a lot of them would be like horribly like battered and creased. And unfortunately, I think we have that issue ourselves. Let's see if we can get it with the light. Oh, no, we can't do that. Oh my god, I don't even know how to... I can see a pretty huge crease on it. God damn it, Shout. Why can't you do anything right lately? Like, I know people who, like, canceled their orders. Like, I've heard people have been getting their lithos, like, torn. Like, actually torn. Man, I wish I had a good way to show you exactly how twisted in the tube this is. Like, it is so bad. Wow. Well, let's try to get it out without destroying it. Holy shit. You know what? Let's try this. There we go. You see that? What are you doing, Shout Factory? What are you doing? Like, holy crap. I wonder if maybe I can get out from the other side a little bit better. Because, I mean, I thought there were... Oh, mine actually is torn. Awesome. Look at that. Wow. Should I even bother to take it out of the tube? It is so fucked. Because at least the last one I had arrive was Trick or Treat, and like it came kind of banged up too, but at least the damage was like around the edges, and you can't necessarily, like, that's kind of the best you can hope for with Shout Factory, is that it won't be damaged on the parts that you'll see when it's in the frame. Like, whew, jeez. Yeah, I'm starting to think there's no way to get it out of here without, like, tearing it. Whew. To be continued. That was an ordeal. I had to literally chop, like, part of the tube apart to get it out of there without, like, messing it up even worse. But, it's actually somewhat worse than we thought. There's what we were trying to show off before, but it was like, you can tell whoever rolls these just like, cram. Like, zero care taken whatsoever. Well, let's see. Oh, it looks like they wound them together. Oh, look, more proof of the cramming theory. Yeah, see that? Just shove it the fuck in there. Idiots. Holy crap. Like, this was really expensive, too. I mean, I think it was like 45 bucks or something for the order overall. So, because most Shout Factory titles are like 25, 28. Like, this one like 40 something. So, man, a lot of people are going to be really mad when they finally see their poster. So, there are indeed 2 posters. Moving on. And they somehow managed to twine them together in a way that, like, it feels like you almost have to damage one to actually... Yeah, did you see that? Like, oh my fucking god. What is that? What is that? What is that garbage? Let's see how badly creased it is on the front. Well, at least it's a dark color, so you can't kind of tell. But where I was going to put this, like, I can tell. On the other hand, the art is beautiful. On the other hand, I can't actually, like, fan it out because it is so badly creased and bent. Like, it won't, like, go back. Like, good lord. Monsters. Ugh. Well, at least we're learning a lot about lighting today. Whee! Like, I had a fight about them over the summer, too, because they just kept sending me stuff, like, battered like this. And, like, they were cool about it, you know, they'll replace stuff, you know, they'll work with you, you know, they may even give you, like, a little bit of a break on, like, something else you wanted to order. But, oof, it's gonna take some convincing on this one. Like, well, I won't get into it, that would be an entire hour-long rant. And then, so, okay, so at first I had thought it was 2 lithographs, with this release, but turns out it's a lithograph, and then there's standard, like, 18 by 24. Just look at all the damage, like, on the side of that. Like, holy crap. Like, you can, even with, like, the chromie resolution, you can see just how, like, smashed and warped it is. Like, it does even... Oh, the art's cool. But there, like... Oh yeah, it's even, like, ripped in a couple places. That's great. That's pretty cool, though, with, like, the comic pages coming out of the Creep's cloak. Like, the art is always so good. It's just, they cannot handle, like, quality. Like, why are you guys doing this? Like, this wasn't even, like, one of those cheap, tiny tubes that, in my opinion, are what causes the problem. Like, this... They, like, tried to wrap them together, and just shoved them in there as hard as they could. I mean, I've had worse orders from Scream Factory. Well, it's kind of hard to figure out what they call themselves. I've had worse orders from Shout Factory. Like, there was, for Silent Night, Deadly Night, I opened the box and there were a bunch of crumbs in there, and I was like, what the heck is this? I pull out the tube, there's a piece of a donut, like, no joke, there's a piece of a donut covered in peanut butter, like, stuck to the poster tube. And of course there's a huge grease stain on the actual poster. And then when they send me a replacement for it, oh, we're sorry that happened. You know, guess what? The replacement's in even worse shape. The replacement has, like, box cutter marks, like, across the front of it. Like, it was unbelievable. So, damn you to hell, Shout Factory. Well, as for the release itself, so... let's at least try to be positive. So the release itself is gorgeous. It comes in kind of like a hard box kind of thing, sort of like what Arrow did for their Creepshow 2. And it has a ton of extra stuff, so at least Shout does that right, you know. As we just can't see text very well. But, well, let's, I've seen people posting, it's like, oh yeah, it looks fine on the front, you know, because it's a hard case. And you know what's kind of weird is, Shout Factory ships these with just, like, the tube, like, a couple of these, and then this is just rattling around in there. Yet somehow, the actual movie itself doesn't get damaged. The only damage is from whatever moron just shoved the prints into the tubes. Like, I don't understand. I said I wouldn't rant. So my machete is a little bit too rough for this one. Oh, it looks like there's a little book in there too. That's nice. So it kind of depends on the release, whether or not I like having something like to read come in it, because I get so many different titles, and then I have other stuff to read too, that sometimes it'll almost be kind of like a turn off. It's like, oh yeah, there's a 100-page essay included with the title. And it's like, well, that's cool, but you know, I have other stuff to do. So part of what's nice about like all the extras with these movies is that, you know, after I've seen it, like I can put on, you know, the behind the scenes or the making of or the documentary and like kind of go about my day, you know, like get work done like on my PC or, you know, do whatever. But you know, with a book you have to sit down and really spend the time on it, which I like books. Like I love to read. It's just I have other stuff to read. So, alright, well, it looks kind of like the case is in good shape. Well, it seems a little faintly squished, so they have their new art, like, on the front here, and then we have one of the original arts of the movie, and I bet, nice, so they always do reversible inside art, and so we've got, like, the classic, you know, Creepshow comics, reversible sleeve, which, normally I like having the old art on the outside, but it's kind of hard to pick between these two, you know? Let's take it out there. Oh, they actually, there was a rumor that they switched the cases that they were using from these Elite brand ones to, like, whatever. But this is actually an Elite one. So the one that came with Trick or Treat, it actually was something different, and it did feel different. Like it was bulkier, heavier. Like it didn't move around as much. It was weird. But I'm just gonna do a quick. So like, is the release itself worth it? Almost certainly. Like if you see this at like Best Buy or something, and it's $30, and you like Creepshow or just like horror, get it, because the releases of Creepshow that we had before, at least the ones available in the US, they only came with a trailer, and that was it. Like, you didn't get anything extra special for this movie that has such, like, a rich, deep history to it. And then, on this, we've got a new 4K scan, that's nice. We've got an audio commentary with a person whose name I don't recognize. We've got a roundtable discussion with the cast and crew. We've got an interview with a costume designer. There's a look at the restoration. There's a commentary with Romero and Savini, which that must be from another release that I just don't know about. Got interviews with actors, prop masters, makeup effects. Got Tom Savini behind the scenes. We've got the Horse Hallowed Grounds. That's a feature that appears on a lot of Shout titles. It's, you know, hey, we'll go to the filming locations and see what's there now. It's kind of nice. Well, depending. Some episodes are better than others. Some of the better ones, like, occasionally somebody doesn't like them showing up there. Like, they went to, I think it was like the hotel from Oh, I can't remember what location it was, but they went to some hotel and they got like chewed out, like, you can't film here, and then they just went and did it in the parking lot anyway, which was pretty funny. But yeah, so this looks pretty loaded with stuff. Oh, I never flipped that. No, I think I do like the comic cover. Let's go with that. So they were not able to. There's a documentary called Just Desserts, The Making of Creepshow, and they were not able to include that on this, which I think is maybe, in terms of a release, I think that's probably the only like complaint I would have about this itself. I mean, the posters were fucked, but everybody was kind of expecting that anyway. I was hoping I was wrong. But they weren't able to get Just Desserts because of like a rights issue. Like somebody else has the rights to distribute it here. I think it's actually a UK documentary. So, well, just one more thing to pick up. But I don't think it's terribly expensive, so you can round out your collection. Let's see what's in this little book here. Can we? Yeah, kinda. Alright, so it looks like the standard essay on the film. So what, Creepshow is one of the titles that, even though I don't always like having, something fairly wordy to go through, like, Creepshow is good enough to justify it, so I'll have fun with this. The special edition for Arrow's Creepshow 2 came with an unfilmed story, like in comic form, and that was pretty awesome. So there's a bit of a history of worthwhile reads in there. If only I could get through Last House on the Left. Like, I picked that up in the summer and just haven't gone through the essay yet. But well, there you go. So Shard Factory Creepshow. The packaging is gorgeous. Like, the new art is amazing. Like, they seem to give you practically everything you could want. Although, oh, okay, yeah, I did see. There is like a little nick on the place I can't really see on the back. That doesn't matter, I suppose. I heard there was actually like an audio issue with one of the soundtracks, like it like switches volume or something. But it sounds like that's an issue from the soundtrack itself and not like a disc error, so I don't know if you would need to do a disc replacement. But, well, bottom line, like, do you like Creepshow or horror in general? If so, pick up the Shard Factory Creepshow. Just, well, I'm just gonna say it, like, don't pre-order anything from them anymore, because it always comes damaged like this. Like, you always have to deal with the customer support, and the customer support is wonderful. They're very nice. They always help you out. But at the same time, you shouldn't have to do that for every single thing you pre-order from them. Like, I have a couple more pre-orders coming from them. I think for Candyman and Critters. I want to get a hold of Critters, so I might not cancel that. But I think I'm probably gonna go cancel Candyman now, just because enough. Like, it's a little bit more to pre-order directly from Shout, and it's a way to like help them out, and you do get like what's supposed to be a really cool pre-order bonus. It's just the time you have to put into like getting a replacement, and then like the frustration of dealing with it. It's just not worth it anymore, guys. But wow, that took a million years. So hopefully you liked this unboxing breakdown, and we'll see you next time. Like, share, and subscribe. Like, do it. Bye.